Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, getting into something we all rely on but probably don't think about enough. Eye care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at this article, 5 eye care tips to protect your vision for life.
That's right. And it's a good reminder because, we take our vision for granted, right?
Yeah, until something goes wrong, it's really important to be proactive. And thankfully, there are a lot of things we can do to keep our eyes healthy.
Totally. So should we just jump into these tips?
Let's do it.
All right. So tip number one is all about taking breaks from screens. We all spend so much time staring at computers, phones, tablets.
Oh, yeah, it's unavoidable these days, right? But all that screen time, it can really do a number on your eyes.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you get that end of day eye fatigue.
Exactly. And it's not just fatigue. Studies have shown that staring at screens for too long can actually, it can contribute to nearsightedness, especially in kids.
Whoa, seriously.
Uh,
I never realized it could be that bad.
yeah. You see, when you focus on something up close, like a screen, for a long time, it actually makes the muscles in your eyes work harder.
Makes sense.
And over time, this can actually change the shape of your eye, so
Mhm.
it's not just a temporary thing.
Wow, that's pretty scary. So what can we do about it besides, throwing our phones away?
Well, there's a simple rule called the 20-20-20 rule. It's super easy to remember.
Okay, I'm listening.
So every 20 minutes, you just look at something that's 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds.
Oh, that's it. Seems pretty manageable.
Right. It's a small change, but it gives your eye muscles a chance to relax and refocus. And honestly, you'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes.
You know what? I actually tried that recently. I read about it somewhere and I was like, why not? And I gotta say, my eyes did feel less tired at the end of the day.
It works.
Yeah.
See? Simple things. And while we're on the subject of eye strain, don't forget to blink.
Blink.
Yeah, seriously. We tend to blink way less when we're glued to screens, and that can dry out your eyes.
Huh. Never thought about that. Okay, I'll try to be more conscious of blinking.
Good.
All right, moving on to tip number two. Sunglasses.
Ah, yes, protecting those peepers from the sun.
I remember learning about like UV rays and how they're bad for your skin,
Hmm.
but I don't think I ever really considered that they could be bad for your eyes too.
Oh, absolutely. UV damage, it's cumulative. Every
Mhm.
time you're out in the sun without protection, it's like it adds up.
Oh wow, so like every sunny day counts.
Exactly. Over time, those UV rays, they can lead to some serious problems like cataracts, when the lens of your eye gets cloudy.
Right, right.
And then there's macular degeneration, which affects your central vision. Not good.
Yeah, definitely not. So wearing sunglasses is pretty important even on cloudy days, it sounds like.
100%. Look for sunglasses that block 100% of both UVA and UVB rays. And don't just assume that dark lenses mean more protection.
Right, because I was going to say like some sunglasses are super dark and some are kind of lighter.
It's not about how dark they are, it's about the UV protection. So check the label, make sure it says 100% UVA and UVB protection.
Okay, good advice. And hey, speaking of protecting our eyes, what about what we eat? Tip number three is all about nutrition,
Ah, yes. What we put into our bodies definitely affects our eyes. There are certain nutrients that are really beneficial for eye health.
like carrots. My grandma always told me to eat carrots for good vision.
Well, she was onto something. Carrots are a great source of vitamin A, which is super important for eye health, especially in low light.
See, grandma knows best.
But it's not just vitamin A. There are other key nutrients like antioxidants, for example.
Antioxidants, yeah. I know those are good for you, but how do they help your eyes specifically?
Well, there are these antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin, kind of hard to say, but they're found in leafy greens like spinach and kale, and they can actually help protect the macula.
Macula.
Yeah, it's the central part of your retina, and it's what allows you to see clearly.
Oh, right. So eating those leafy greens, it's like giving your macula a shield.
Exactly. And then there are omega-3 fatty acids, which you find in oily fish like salmon. Those have been linked to a lower risk of macular degeneration.
Salmon. Okay, I can get behind that. I
Yeah.
actually have a pretty good salmon recipe. Maybe we can link to it in the show notes for this.
For this deep dive.
Yeah, for this deep dive. All right, moving right along. Tip number four, regular eye exams. This one seems pretty self-explanatory, but I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye, right?
Huh, I see what you did there. But seriously, you're right. Regular eye exams are crucial, even if you think your vision is perfect. A lot of eye conditions, like glaucoma, they don't have any noticeable symptoms in the early stages.
Really. So you could have an eye problem and not even know it.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why early detection is key. If you catch it early, you have a much better chance of preserving your vision.
Makes sense. I actually have a friend who was diagnosed with glaucoma during a routine eye exam. He was totally shocked. He had no idea anything was wrong. But luckily, they caught it early, and he's doing well.
That's great to hear. Stories like that really highlight how important those regular checkups are.
Yeah, for sure. So how often should people be getting their eyes checked?
Well, it really depends on your age and if you have any risk factors, like if you have a family history of eye conditions, for instance. But generally speaking, for adults with no existing problems, every 1 to 2 years is a good starting point.
All right, good to know. And on to our final tip. Tip number 5. Protecting our eyes from injury. Now, this one seems pretty straightforward, but I'm sure there are nuances here too.
You're right. A lot of people underestimate the risks of everyday activities. They think, oh, eye injuries, that's just for, extreme sports or construction workers.
Right.
But honestly, even simple things like doing yard work or home repairs can lead to eye injuries if you're not careful.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to think, oh, it won't happen to me.
Exactly. But accidents can happen in the blink of an eye, literally. So wearing safety glasses or goggles should be a non-negotiable for any activity that involves, projectiles, chemicals, or even dust particles.
Okay, so always err on the side of caution.
Exactly. And one more thing. It's important to choose the right type of protection for the specific activity you're doing.
Right, so like different activities, different eyewear.
Yeah. Standard safety glasses are fine for general protection, but if you're working with power tools or chemicals, you need something more heavy duty.
Got it. So to recap, we've covered 5 key tips for protecting our vision. Taking breaks from screens, shielding our eyes from the sun, eating a healthy diet, getting regular eye exams, and being mindful of potential hazards. It's amazing how much of an impact these simple things can have on our overall eye health.
I agree. It's all about taking a proactive approach. And, when you think about it, taking care of our eyes is really about taking care of ourselves. Our eyes are our windows to the world, and protecting them allows us to, well, to keep experiencing all the beauty and wonder around us.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for all of us to take a break from our screens, step outside, and enjoy the view. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into eye care.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, your eye health matters. We hope you learned some valuable tips today. Until next time.